Hello friends, a very warm welcome to our channel. So we are releasing few tutorials of the products sold by Indian enterprises like soldering station, desoldering station and other useful products. So in the current video, we are going to introduce a very useful uh, SMD rework system, which is basically having profile feature. It is primarily used for reworking very large size SMD components like QFP, PLCC and other large size components. So it's a very high power rework system. Model is IBGA 1850. It's having a different type of profiling feature like temperature rising, temperature cooling and other zone which we will explain to you later. So it's very high power also, 1300 watt station. So you will get this product in the packing you are watching on your screen. So it will be supplied in secured packing. So let's open this box. See, an operating manual is also supplied so that you can have an idea about its feature and other parameters. Next is the main unit, which is connected to the hot air iron, which it is permanently fixed to the main control unit. A power cord is also supplied for connecting it to the external power source, and a stand. There are few nozzles. The round type nozzles are also supplied, 3 numbers, and other optional nozzles are also available depending upon the size of the IC. And few rubber pads are also supplied for just fixing it to the vacuum pipe. Grounding cord for connecting it to the external grounding source. If you are using a 3-pin grounding or power cord, then you need not to connect it to the external grounding point. Otherwise, if you are using 2-pin grounding or a power cord, then you need to connect it to the external grounding point with the help of this grounding cord. This is the foot switch for just operating the hot air iron flow. It can be used for switching on and off the hot air iron flow. So there are two other boxes which are supplied along with this BGA rework system equipped with the profiling feature. First one is IRPH4 hot plate, bottom heating plate. It is basically used for giving preheating from the bottom side, and the other part is a PCB holder stand integrated with the hot air iron holder. So there are total 3 packages which are supplied along with this equipment. First one is a BGA rework system IBGA 1850. Second one is IRPH4 preheating plate, and third one is a PCB fixture and hot air iron stand. So this system gives its best result when all 3 packages are procured simultaneously. So it is advisable to buy this stand and the bottom heating plate if you want optimum use of this BGA rework system. So now we will open this PCB fixture stand and give you a tutorial how we can assemble the hot air iron stand. So you will get an instruction manual also how we to know how the stand can be fixed and can be assembled. So it's very easy to assemble and use. So we have extracted all the parts which are supplied along with this PCB holder come iron stand. So we will now assemble all these parts to make it a single unit. So let's start assembling. First we need to assemble this pillar which can hold the hot air iron. Uh, there are 4 screws which should be mounted. So we are fixing 4 screws so that this rod can be fixed onto this PCB stand. So all 4 screws have been fixed with the help of an Allen key, and Now we will just fix the hot air iron holder. We need to unscrew this cap before just inserting this hot air iron holder. Insert it like we are doing here. Then the cap will be replaced. And so this hot air iron holder has a knob for just moving this iron holder up and down, and then we will insert this hot air iron holder. This is an adapter which can just hold on the iron so that it remains stable. So in this way this entire assembly can be done, and now this hot air iron holder cum PCB fixture is ready to use. We have taken out this bottom heating plate IRPH from its packing. Now we will just keep it under this stand, and as I already told you that this bottom heating plate and the stand and this rework system should be combined together to form a single unit. You can see that the entire setup is kept one by one on this setup. So let's see how we can connect this AC power source and the grounding cord, and how we can connect the IRPH bottom heating plate to the external power source. Let's start from the BGA rework system. First we will connect the grounding cord. See, there is a banana socket provided on the rear side. We need to remove the crocodile clip and insert this banana plug into this socket. So if you are using 3-pin plug, I am repeating this word. If you are using 3-pin plug, then you need not to connect this external grounding cord. Otherwise, if you are using 2-pin plug, then you might need to connect this external grounding cord to the external grounding point. Then we will connect this AC power cord onto this power socket, and now it is now connected to the AC power source. And then we do have a foot switch for operating the hot air iron. Now there is a metal connector on the rear side, and there we can connect this foot switch. The foot switch can be used for switching on and off the hot air iron. And after connecting this BGA rework system to the external power source, now we will connect the IRPH4 bottom heating plate. See, this power cord is non-detachable type, and now we have connected this to the external power source. Now the entire setup is ready to use. So in the next step we will show you how we can connect the nozzles and the suction pads to the hot air iron, and then we will switch on the unit and the bottom heating plate, and explain the remaining functions thereafter. We will show you how we can select the appropriate nozzle matching the size of the concerned IC, and then we will just show you how we can connect the rubber pad and get the system ready for operational. So let's start, and we have taken a PCB, and we will choose the size of the nozzle matching the dimension of the IC. See, it should be slightly larger than the size of IC, and so that the hot air flow accordingly. There are different type of nozzles also available, suitable for other ICs also. So you can ask for the type of nozzle you want according to the size and dimensions of your IC. Here we have selected the appropriate nozzle, and now we will connect it to the hot air iron. It's a push fit type nozzle, and we can insert it inside this hot air iron by just pushing it inside, and you will hear a locking sound, and then it means that the nozzle has been perfectly fitted in this iron. And then there is a inbuilt vacuum inlet also. So by rotating this roller, we can take out the vacuum tube. See, you can see that a steel metallic steel tube, so through which vacuum is become operational. So let's connect the rubber insert. So rubber insert depends upon the size of the IC. If you are reworking a larger size IC, then choose the slightly larger in the rubber insert. Otherwise, if the size of IC is smaller, then you can choose smaller diameter rubber pad also. Now we will insert this hot air iron into this adapter which holds this iron uh, perfectly, and then we will just keep the PCB on the stand. See, by just loosening these knobs, we can adjust width of this PCB. It can cater larger size PCB also. So you can just adjust the width of this PCB holder according to the size of your PCB. So we need to adjust the PCB so that it is fully covered from the bottom heating plate, and the preheating flows accordingly. So you need to adjust the PCB onto this preheating plate, and then we can also adjust the height by rotating the knob on this hot air iron holder. So please align the PCB accordingly so that the nozzle entirely covers the PCB or the IC, and if it is not properly covered, then the hot air iron will not flow uniformly and will affect the performance. So now we can see that the hot air nozzle is covering the IC. We are reworking, and the preheating plate is there under it, and which gives the bottom heating, and this thermocouple is also connected to the preheating plate, so by which we can measure the temperature uh, available on the board. Now see, there are it's as you know, this is a high power hot air iron. Hot air flow can be adjusted from 6 liter to 200 liter per minute. Wattage is 1300 watt, and there are a total 10 channels, means you can program 10 different uh, reworking modes, and there are 6 zones in each channel, so according to which you can give a particular profile for the IC you are going to rework. So let's see how we can make a program for reworking a specific IC. Let's switch on the unit. So we can program 10 programs for different type of ICs, and in each program there are 6 zones through which you can set your own profile for reworking that specific IC. So in this next step, we will show you how we can program set a profile program for a specific IC which we have kept on this PCB holder, and then we will set its 6 zones like preheating, heating, peak heating, cooling. So all 6 zones parameter will be set, and then we will run this program, and then the reworking will start. So let's see uh, how we can select this particular channel and then set its 6 zones. So let's start. So there are the channel up and down button through which we can select a appropriate channel. Like you can see on your screen, there are total 0 to 9 channel, means total there are 10 channels. We have selected channel 0, and now we will set its 6 zones, like 6 parameter. Channel 0, we press set. You will see that the set is displayed on the screen. Then see, there are 3 options available. First one, temperature, see, and then is the timer in seconds, and then the hot air flow. Hot air flow, as already told you, it is 6 to 200 liter per minute. Temperature is 100 degree to 500 degree, and timer is 0 to 999 seconds. So as you know, this first first program is flashing, like on the extreme left side. It means you can set the temperature by again pressing the set button. that temperature is flashing. By just pushing the data keys, we can change the temperature. And here we will set 150 degree, because first step is preheating. And 150 degree. Now temperature has been set. Now we will move to the hotter flow. By pressing the channel key, we can see that we can adjust the hotter flow. Initially we will set hotter flow of around 50. By pressing these data keys, we can set hotter flow of 50 degree. You can use up and down button. Then again pressing the channel button, we can select the timer. See, initially we will set 20 seconds. Then press the back button. It means the first zone has been set. Temperature is 150 degrees centigrade. Hotter flow time is 20 seconds, and the hotter flow rate it is 50 liter per minute. Now we will set the second zone. By pressing the up key, we will enter into the second zone. Now we will set temperature of 200 degrees centigrade. By pressing the set key, plus set, then press the channel key to select the temperature. Yeah, we can see that temperature window is flashing. We can adjust the temperature but now by pressing the data key. We will set 200 degree. Then we will again press the channel key to move to the next zone, like hotter flow. Hotter flow we will set here 100 liter per minute. By pressing the data key, we can select appropriate hotter flow level. Then again pressing the channel key, we will select the hotter blow time. It will be around 25 seconds. You can set your own choice also. Now the second zone has been set. Press the back button to save the setting. Then again press the data key to enter into the third zone. Now we have entered into zone 3. Zone 3 is also in heating stage. We will set the temperature first by press setting key, and then press the channel key to select the temperature first. Now we can see that temperature window is flashing. We can select the data key to increase the temperature. Temperature will be set to 50 degree. Now the temperature has been set. We will press the channel key to select the next zone. It is the hotter flow rate. We will set it around 100 degree, 100 liter per minute, sorry, by pressing the data key. Then again we will press, once it is set, then again press the channel key to select the hotter flow time. By pressing the data key, we will select it 10 seconds. And this zone has also been set. Now 3 zones has been set. Press the back key to save the setting. Again press the data key to enter the fourth zone. Fourth zone is extremely high heating zone, so we need to set this zone also. Press the set key, then choose the channel key to just click on the temperature setting and use data key to select 390 degree temperature, so that the IC, the solder deposited on the IC completely melt. And then press again the channel key to set the hotter flow rate. 180 is sufficient, and then press the channel key once again to run the timer. It should be around 20 seconds. Press the data key, and now zone 4 has also been set. Press the back key to save this setting. Now remaining two zones, zone 5 and zone 6, are cooling stages. So once the IC is reworked properly, the solder properly melts, then you can run this 5th and 6th zone for cooling purposes. Press the data key to select the zone 5 and press set key, and now you can see timer is flashing. Select the channel key to run the temperature and use data key to set cooling should be 100 degree, and press once again the channel key to select the water flow rate. It should be 100, and set the timer by pressing the channel key 10 seconds, and use data key to select the desired value. Save this setting by pressing the back key. Now zone 5 has also been set, and zone 6 is the final stage. Press the data key to select zone 6. Zone 6 is also cooling stage. So we can see that press the set key, and we cannot set the temperature in this stage. We can only select the water flow rate and water flow time. Select the data key to set the water flow time. We set it to around 10 seconds by pressing the data key. Then press the channel key once again to set the airflow time, airflow rate. Sorry, it should be 150. Use the data key to set it 150. Press the back key to save this setting. Now the entire program has been set. It has been saved to channel 0. So whenever you press this start button, the program will start, and press the cool and stop button once or twice to stop the program. So there is third key also, that is vacuum key. Once the zone 4 has been completed, press the vacuum key to lift the IC, and then remaining two zones will run. Now in the previous step we have made a program for working the IC. The hot air iron is placed on top of the IC we need to rework, and the suction pad is also fixed to the vacuum inlet, and we have just aligned the nozzle on top of the IC so that it fully covers the IC, and preheating plate is on, and we have set the temperature of around 100 degree, and onboard temperature is 48 degrees centigrade. Now we will activate the program which we have designed for this specific IC. We have selected channel 0, in which we made the program. Now we can run the program either by pressing this foot switch, or by pressing the start key on available on the front module. Press the foot switch and the program will run. We will just cover the IC with the nozzle by just rotating the knob present on the. Now zone 1 is running, and you can see the temperature we have set. Now the zone 2 is running. Temperature and timer is also, countdown timer is also running, and hot air flow is 100 degree, temperature is 200 degree, and countdown timer is running, as you can watch. In the next step, zone 3 will run. So now we can see the temperature is rising. It has just shoot up to 250 degree. Timer is also running. Now in zone 4, the peak heating has been applied, and the timer is also running. In the next step, we will activate the vacuum key and then lift the IC. Now in the zone 4, we have activated the vacuum, and we can see that the IC has been removed perfectly without damaging any pads, and now the cooling function is running. Temperature is decreasing, and slowly it will be off. Now the program is over. We will press the vacuum key once again, and IC will drop, and you can see now we can just see it closely that all the pins are intact, and it has been removed perfectly, and even the tracks on the PCB are also in good shape. So we have explained how we can use this BGA rework system to just first make the program to remove a specific IC, and then we have performed its function, and it has successfully removed the IC from the multi-layer PCB. Till now you have watched various settings we can perform with the help of this rework system, and then we have also shown a functional video of removing a very large size SMD IC. Apart from this, BGA rework system also has a few features like password protection, enabling and disabling the foot pedal and sound, etc. So in this next step, we will explain its various features through which we can set the various parameters. So let's start. Let's start from the password setting mode. See, the 000 is the default password. So let's see how we can change the default password to our desired input password. So let's switch off the unit. Let it switched off. Then press set and back button simultaneously and switch on the unit. C will be flashing on the display. Then press back button, and by using data key input 000. Use back button to move the cursor and data key to input 000 path, and now it has entered into the password setting mode. If you want to change the password, then press start and cool stop button simultaneously, and you can input a new password if you want. We will input here 0001 as new password using back and data key. Again we have to repeat the procedure 0001 by choosing data and back key, and then save it by pressing back button. Now a new password has been set for this system. We need to, after just inputting new password, we need to enable the locking feature. You can watch on your screen that the right now unlocking symbol is displayed, but we have to shift it to the locking symbol by pressing the set and vacuum key simultaneously. Now you can see that locking symbol is on display, is available on the display. Now after changing the password, you must need to just shift it to the locking symbol, otherwise changing password will not work. Now press the back key once again to return to the display mode, and now we will try to change the setting of zone. Select select a channel, and try to use the data key to change the setting of a particular zone. We have selected zone 1, and we will press the set button. Now we can see that even after pressing the set button, we cannot change any setting. It means after enabling the lock, an operator cannot change the setting of a particular zone in a particular channel. So this feature allows a uniform supervision for the supervisor, and it allows him to lock this unit, and then the operator cannot change the zone setting or any parameters. There are few other features which you can use while using this rework system, like enabling or disabling the sound or beep, and enabling or disabling the foot pedal. So if you want to disconnect this or disable the foot pedal, you need to follow the same procedure which was followed for changing the new password. To use those feature, we need to switch the unit off, and you follow the same steps which were followed during the password protection feature. Just press set and back key simultaneously and switch on the unit. C will be flashing on the display. Press the back button to enter the password setting mode. Use data key to enter 0001, which was selected by our password. Now it has entered into the menu mode. If you want to enable or disable the sound or buzzer, then you need to press the start and set key simultaneously. You can see that right now sound is enabled. So if you want to disable it, press start and set key once again to disable the sound. Now sound is disabled. Similarly, one other useful feature is enabling or disabling the foot pedal. So if you want to disable it, press the set and start key simultaneously to disable the foot pedal, and to enable it, just reverse the procedure. Press set and stop key simultaneously to just enable the feature. Right now the foot pedal feature is enabled, and foot pedal is in force, and it can be the operation can be done either by the foot pedal or by pressing the start or stop keys. So all these features we have explained, so it might prove useful for your application, and you can use those features if required. So right now this rework system is in locking state. So if you want to change settings of zones in respective channel, then you need to disable this locking feature by pressing the set and vacuum key. Otherwise you will not be able to change the zone setting. Right now it is unlocked, and then after returning to the working modes, you can change the zone settings of various channels. Press the back key, and now we can see that we have selected channel 0, and then we will press data key to select that particular and then press set key once again. Now we can see that we can change the settings, because right now it is in unlocked state. So this is how we can unlock this its operation. Then how we can enable or disable the sound, how we can enable or disable the foot pedal. So all those features are very useful, so you can use those features if you want. Otherwise you can use this rework system in default state also. So we in this video have explained how we can use this rework system, how we can change the various settings, how we can use the various features, and functional video was also illustrated by us, how we can just remove a very large size SMD ICs. So this rework system is very useful for large size SMD ICs, and even BGA we can remove with the help of a suitable nozzle. So hope this product will prove useful for your application. So in case you want to buy this product from us, you are welcome to send your inquiries to us. We have a track record of responding to your email quickly, and we will do that if we get your inquiries. And hope now this concept of this profile based rework system is clear to you. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice